Hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by again. I'm glad you're here. I'm Bentley Craig, and this is Things Thought on Circle Drive. Coming to you live from the very tip top of Crawford Mountain. And up here on top of Crawford Mountain, I get a different perspective. I have a different vantage point. And my line of sight goes past your horizon. Like I said, thanks for stopping by. Come on in. I've been doing some thinking. And in this crazy world that we're in right now, thinking is dangerous. It's Thursday, April 9th, at 1:26 in the AM. The moon is straight overhead. It's almost full. Everything's clear, and I can see for miles and miles. Well, I guess the big news today was Bernie Sanders dropped out of the race for president. Well, it's almost ironic that the Socialist Communist Party leader stopped just in time while we are at our most socialist point of our history right now. Sure, in this circle of life, we've had this happen, even in America. But if millions and millions of people sit at home in America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, still all kinds of talk. Bill Gates has got us a cure. It'll be a year. Bernie seems to be getting what he wanted. Everybody's making the same amount of money right now. Is there a pandemic of fear? Are we COVIDiots? It's a new term. COVIDiots. Are we gotta wear gloves and masks so we can be socially acceptable? Can we hang out for 2 more weeks? Is it too late? I don't know. I still feel comfortable with my safeness, my comfortableness of America. But there's so many theories. Sometimes I just chalk it up to Satan or Beelzebub or Lucifer. It's different entities but the same spirit. He likes to walk around in dry places, just looking to see what he can get into. But is he behind everything? Is he that little whisper in the ear to the narcissist? Is he writing the script for the gaslighters? I mean, why wouldn't he? There's so many different versions of the devil. And many atheists have told me how wrong I think about the devil. It's not just him, it's so many other things, so many different names. I have always loved how atheists knew the Bible sometimes better than me. Or the words. They know the words. I'm more of a knowing the spirit. But faith, it goes beyond thinking. Faith goes beyond believing. And people have faith in many things. Not good or bad. You know, their faith in mankind. Their faith in a red light. Faith in a brake pedal. There's a lot of things we put our faith into. Hitting the start button on a dryer. Turning the key to our vehicle. Faith. But sometimes I believe supernatural can tweak our faith. can sometimes make that car key not turn the ignition on. I believe that. I believe things happen. I believe that key turns on sometimes because God wants it to. Faith is different than believing or thinking. Do we have faith that our government is looking out for us? I don't. I have a hard time faithing in my government, because the things I think about our government aren't the kind of things I want to put my faith in unless I'm betting money. And then, I could place a bet that this, what we're going on right now, to past May. I'd even bet to August. How are we going to be in August if we have to sit at the house and do what we're told? I'm wanting to do something. I want to go do some work. I want to get out of the house, go fix stuff. I have faith I won't catch anything. And I got faith that I won't give anything to anyone, any kind of virus. But I don't want to bet somebody else's life on that. So it's a little different. My faith in God, my faith in Jesus. Should I just have faith my way down the street? Just like picking up a rattlesnake in a snake handling church. They got faith they're not going to get bit. And they got answers for why when they do get bit. I knew a guy that was married to a priestess in a snake handling church. Oh, what am I saying? I still know that guy. And who knows? And she knows. Well, they know. One of these days, who knows and she knows is going to do a podcast. I'll keep you posted. So it was 5G helping spread coronavirus? What do you think? Have you heard that one? Killing everybody all of a sudden? No. I still like the theory that we're all sitting at the house because they're arresting bad guys. And that the Navy ships are not there for the general public, but for, I actually It was disturbing. And it wasn't for helping just the general public. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know if I even want to say the things that are maybe happening right now. It's just disrespectful to the human beings. Alright, I guess I will. It is just disturbing to think that maybe, could you believe that there's a possibility that those Navy ships are off the coast because they are there to handle the children from different kinds of sex slave, human trafficking, and we're all at home, so we're not in the way of them taking down this deep state government type people that are pedophiles and murderers. There's Q behind all this. That's where that's coming from. That information is coming from Q and Q believers. That the world's getting ready to be reset. We all got to sit at the house while this happens too, and going to get our debts taken care of and start off in this whole new world. La-di-da. We're all going to be, like this time next year, we're all going to be singing Kumbaya, wearing the same outfits. People doing, you won't want to do a podcast. You won't want to listen to a podcast because we're all going to be so happy and everything's going to be so wonderful. Well, if we go through history, that what that really means is you're going to get a bullet in your head. That's where my money goes if something like that's happening. Some secret world hiding government creepy people do not want to make the world a better place. Make it better for them, and that means know us. As rare as you are, my friend, and as much importance that I think you have in this world and to your people, and I mean that you are special, but these other people don't even realize who we are. They can't understand how special you are, how unique you are. They can't understand your dreams or your needs, or the love and hate that you feel, that you are an emotional creature. You have emotions, a whole gambit. You probably have emotions that I don't know about in my world. I mean, I have emotions, don't get me wrong, but maybe we feel different ways about different things, and who knows? You know, I love animals, but like I said, I would never trade an animal for a person. But there are people that are, people that would, people that will, for sure. I've heard some of those people, they're politicians. They're royalty. Already showing how much the world's a little better without us all junking it up. I don't think that's because of us Americans. I don't think it's because of you. I think it has a lot to do with China hadn't shut down and quit being filthy. You know, we're going to have to pay a little bit more for things. We've been getting away with some things, whether you like it or not. I've been not wanting to shop at Walmart for years. I try not to go out of my way to not go in there and buy things. And it's been months since I was in one. But some people don't have time or effort or things like that. And some of this stuff we get, I always wonder, how can it be made way out in the middle of nowhere in China and get to me? And some things I buy, I could, pay 10 cents for something that was shipped halfway around the world. Is that crazy? I'm like, it couldn't have been made cheaper here. I know it only costs 10 cents, but there's what they call slave labor over there in China, whether you want to believe it or not. I mean, they got nets around some of the buildings to keep people from committing suicide because they work their asses hard. That hurts my feelings. That hurts me to know that that person and people, their life is just, it's nothing to some people. I don't know those Chinese people or Vietnamese or North Korea people. Oh my. I can't believe we allow someone to treat other people that way, being Americans. But, and I'm not saying you do, but when we just willy-nilly just go buy things and not think about them, how'd that get made? I mean, minimum wage over there is not like it. Living is over there isn't like it is here. Period. Come on. We've seen the markets that these people go to eat. And they've been held back. They've been lied to by their government. We get lied to. Of course, we know it too. We know it. You know it. When you listen, you know. Or we're just getting some kind of slanted story. The media. But it's not really the news anymore. Or else people be going to jail all the time. That's another thing. How do these people not go? I mean, it has to be something big. It has to be something big. Shoot, I don't know. Then one of these days, I'll sit here and I'll figure it out. Because that's one thing us human beings are good at, is finding a pattern. But the people messing with their heads and pulling our chains or strings, they know that we look for that stuff too. They know how we work. Could we just be getting our chains yanked? I know there's a virus. Well, I know. Everybody else knows or believes it. People believe that there's a virus. Well, I've been sitting at the house. And I don't watch the news. I do listen to AM radio and talk shows, different ones. But they're all doom and gloom too. I'm gonna say they're usually Trump fans most of the time, but and that's okay, I guess. I'd like to hear the left, but they're just so anti-Trump. Everything they do, they throw in Trump's name in with everything. How about just, can I get stuff without the extra additive of Trump? That guy's president. That's crazy. Makes more sense for him than the last president. I can't believe anybody voted for that guy and were comfortable about it. Some people I knew that would have never done something like that somehow did. They were talked into it somehow. Not that, like Mitt Romney or whoever else he was running against. McCain. Not that those people were any better. But I knew those enemies. Barack, he was just, come on, really? Really? He was like an editor of the newspaper at Harvard, and we can't get any stories that he edited. His first executive order was to hide anything you could find out about him. Yeah. Is that crazy? I forget what Trump's was something. His first, I can't recall. It was kind of comical, but Barack Obama, first thing he did was sign an executive order to slam his record shut. That is sketchy. Sketchy. Don't you think? Now, I've had Democrats just blow up in my face over that, saying that's not why he did it. I was like, well, it wasn't just his. There's all the other presidents too. Okay, but all right, there you go. But basically, you were not going to be looking for his. Don't you think that's sketchy? And even for the rest of them, that should be wrong. People in those kind of positions should be an open book. We should be able to look at anything about them. We should be able to look their license up. Maybe not see their license number, I don't know, but they're public, they work for the public, especially someone like President. My oh my. How about you? You like some coffee? I was in kind of a pissy mood this afternoon. I tried to work my way out of it. You know, I knew I was in one, so I really do like to be happy. not sad. Yeah, true that. But just all the different shows, I had to turn them all off. I caught a little bit. And it's like we've lost our mind. People doing what they want to do, and neighbors calling on them now. Encouraged. And just so you know, that's not how you treat your neighbors. You don't call and be nosy on your neighbors unless you hear screaming. Then again, there was that crazy nut job up in Cleveland that had those women in his house. It was the neighbors that finally helped them out, but it was a long time in coming. It was 10, 12 years for one of them. So we can't find out and snitch on our neighbors for something like that, but we can snitch on our neighbors because our kid's having a birthday and grandma and grandpa's from out of town. Just happened to be some great uncles and a few other relatives all showed up. What are you supposed to do if everybody's cool? They're going back to their houses. But that's not what they want to see. They're letting prisoners out of jail. But they're going to arrest regular people for doing something silly. I don't care. I don't consider somebody walking down the street and going in the store and accidentally coughing in someone else's face attempted murder. Unless they go do that stuff on purpose. And you usually seem to know those kind of things. I heard a rumor of people going around trying to spread it on purpose. Well, I don't know what I think about that. If that's true, slap him right in the back of the head. Say, what are you thinking when you throw him behind the bars? What do you do with people like that? People going around trying to actually infect people. I'd heard one where the skinheads were supposed to go catch the COVID and go hook the old Jewish population up with it. If that stuff's true, then do we have laws on the book for something like that? Is that just ridiculous? Just see what I'm saying about being up here on top of Crawford Mountain and getting a different perspective. And God bless you for hanging out with me. I'm serious. I'm glad you stopped by. Because to be around someone so rare and unique, well, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be having the #1 least listened to podcast in the universe. But oh yeah, I'd do this just for you. And there's only one of you. far as I know. There's only one of me. So how about this world? And the creepy conspiracies. What's a different word for conspiracy? Realities? I believe, just it's a simple word. Conspiracy is just like two or more people doing something behind everybody else's back kind of thing. I think you can have a conspiracy all by yourself. And like I said, I think there's all kinds of them happening right now. They're all like these little tiny pyramid schemes with the creepiest of creepies getting to the top of them. And then eventually that one gets knocked over and another creepy one gets up there. It's probably worse. Hence, stick with the devil you do know kind of thing. But we got all these different shady conspiracies going on to do their own agendas. I think there's all kinds of them. It would be kind of neat to see a bunch of them be arrested. But how would we feel if Trump or somebody came out and said, alright, now that virus, it wasn't that bad. But we did that because here, we arrested all these people, and then they were going to blow up a football stadium, and they were going to blow up a basketball arena, they were going to blow up a concert. So we just made you all stay home, and we arrested 25,000 evil genius super criminals. What do you think about that? Is that possible? And oh, by the way, we got a different way to do money. From now on, it's going to be this. It's going to look the same, smell the same. But this is backed up by real magic beans, not fake magic beans. Oh, what are we gonna do? $5G. What all is that? I've heard so many different things about it. I was listening to somebody talking about them burning one, and I'm like, how do you burn something that's metal and 100 foot up in the air? They're usually, I think they're tall. I've seen some things around here that look like kind of like not pine trees, but palm trees that are fake. And they were pretty tall, maybe 50 feet. Taller than your normal palm tree, which is what made me look. I was like, what is that thing? I was like, hey honey, look at that. Is that right? And she said that was new. She was kind of familiar with the area and would have noticed it. But those things I don't know about. And I just hear things from people that I don't know about. Go find one getting put up and go hang out with a couple of the dudes that put them up. Find out where they go drink. Bullshit with them. Pardon my French. See what they're doing. See if they wear any kind of special equipment, or do they just turn it on then, or they turn it on later. What all kinds of stuff it's got up in there. Maybe go help put them up. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just so we get better phone service. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Anything. There's so many different rabbit holes. I thought about starting my own rabbit hole. Should I tell you about it later? It's going to be a good one. I got a good one in mind. But we'll see. What would you like to do? Could you come up with your own rabbit hole to talk people into going down? Something with just a little bit of fact that you can verify. Like Admiral Byrd and the Hollow Earth. If you listen to that story, wow. Yeah. I believe it was over the North Pole. And he flies for a while. And finally runs into some green pastures in a big green valley with like mammoths, real live mammoths, and other extinct animals running around in the valley. Just that part of the story's hard to believe. Then running into a massive city, and then going into the earth. And then he gets this kumbaya message by someone called the Master, I think. And well, that's usually when I'm like, okay, the Master. There's always got to be one of those. I'm cool with God. It's just the rest of them. You know, I can't serve 50 gods, 50 different masters. I can barely serve God as it is. I wouldn't say I'm a good example, but I'm not a bad example. I could probably give you better ones, but we'll just leave that for later. But wow, how about the world? How about some more bailout money from the government? A few more checks. And is nature taking back some of it since we've gone away? And what I do, I'm a home repair kind of guy, fixer, upper. If you got problems, I'm not the guy that's going to be want to call to build your house unless it's way out in the middle of the woods and you don't mind me hanging out for a while. Hire a little crew, but otherwise, once you got it built, things need fixed, and they always do, I'm your guy. But that way I don't really see a whole lot of nature getting in the way. Or are they talking about campgrounds? national parks. I know back home it's copperhead season. It's a good time for copperheads to mate. And I usually, when I was younger, I killed snakes. But I could take you to places and just let you see copperhead any time of year. And if they're out mating right now, ew. There's places back home where I only went in the winter time because it was notoriously snake country. And I would usually get out of those places before March. Stop going up there, so it's April. This is a good prime time for snakes. Get out and start humping. It was hump day. I guess it's still kind of hump day for me. But I digress. Well, I'll tell you what. I love you. And I'm glad you stopped by again. I hope you come back. And if you hang out a little longer, this show will upgrade. Get somebody else on here, it'll be a little bit more crazy. Unless, you really dig it, which I don't mind. I'm enjoying just sitting here and thinking and not really committing to anything and not getting angry too bad and not trying to mislead you either with my thinking. Maybe plant a few seeds to get you thinking. Maybe if you start thinking about what I'm thinking about, and you get it from your perspective, you might see it differently and have an actual answer. And I guess answers are something that changes too for some things, except for like math. Usually the right answer doesn't change. But even spelling or English or punctuation, those things change. Some of the things I learned have already changed. Oh yeah, but my love for you will never change. 'Cause in this great big giant universe, you are pretty rare. Well, I guess I should let you know where you can hear this podcast when you're not listening to it on what you're listening to right now. But you can hear it on most of the rest of them, Apple, Stitcher, I don't know. There's a bunch of them, I apologize. And you can hear this on the FringeRadioNetwork.com. FringeRadioNetwork.com. Old Johnny McMahon and his freaky fringe group of Christians and Christian byproducts. There's all kinds of shows on the Fringe Radio Network, so you should go check it out. You really should. FringeRadioNetwork.com. You can also hear Things Thought on Circle Drive at anchor.fm. You should go there, because you too can do your own podcast. And if you do, please send a link to me. And you can do that at bentleycraig at outlook.com. You can catch it on Facebook, Bentley Craig, Things Thought on Circle Drive. I'll have to set up a Twitter account, maybe a Instagram. Actually, I've got all those. I've had them for a while. I just never use them. Maybe. Let me know if you are interested in something like that. If you'd like to see me post some pictures, or what you'd like to see or hear in future shows. I would be interested a bunch. And then plus I'm putting this on YouTube occasionally. Well, more often than not. I just forgot about yesterday's show. Just bam. But it's kind of a pain in the arse, to be honest with you. And with somebody else along, maybe things would trick out. But anyway, like I said, I'd love to hear any ideas of what you think can make my show a little better. I'm not asking for a bunch better, just a little better. And you can do that at Bentley Craig at outlook.com, Bentley Craig at yahoo.com. Oh yeah, this is Things Thought on Circle Drive, coming to you live from the very tip top of Crawford Mountain. I'm Bentley Craig, and until next time, I'll see you then.